na nga mga kabibig. Ito na ang karma ng hinihintay ng maraming tao para kay General Torre. Ito na ang baraha ni Senator Amy Marcos para mapanagutin yung mga taong nagpakulong kay Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte sa ICC. Katapusan na, sabi ng netizen. General Torre kakasuhan sa ombudsman ni Senator Amy Marcos. Habang buhay bang mabibilanggo? Nako, naglabas na ng official na resulta sa ginawang Senate hearing si Senator Amy Marcos. Ito ang gusto ko kay Senator Amy Marcos merong resultang nangyayari sa Senate hearing. Hindi katulad ng iba dyan na hearing-hearing, biglang after nang nakuha lang gusto na pahiyain yung ibang tao, ay wala na. Senator Amy Marcos, meron talagang procedure, merong resulta, at merong gagawin. Tapos sabi ni VP Sara, botohan si Senator Amy Marcos kasi siya ang tanging makapagbalik kay Pangulong Rodrigo Roa Duterte sa Pilipinas. And I think tama lang ang ginawa ni VP Sara. Ang Senate hearing ay pwedeng gamitin sa ICC court. I think so, mga kabibig. So, eto kabibig ha, eto na ang statement ni Senator Amy Marcos. Ito na ang pinakahihintay nating statement na sasabihin ni Senator Amy Marcos, mga kabibig. Ito ang una kabibig ha. Makinig tayo.
There appears to be political motivation. There appears to be a concerted cover-up. Thirdly, there are possible criminal and administrative liabilities. Hence, we are inclined to recommend to the Ombudsman the investigation of the DOJ for the violation of anti-graft and corrupt practices, for sanctioning an invalid administrative arrest against the President in contravention of the Yuan Wenle Supreme Court case in 2023, usurpation of judicial functions, grave misconduct, and conduct prejudicial to the best interest of public service. Also, against General Marbil, Chief PNP, possibly liable for arbitrary detention, violation of anti-graft, grave misconduct. Also, under DILG, arbitrary detention, similarly anti-graft, grave misconduct. General Nicolas Torre III, arbitrary detention, 2 counts. First under former President PRRD, the other against former Executive Secretary Medialdea. Secondly, violation of RA 7438 for not allowing VP Sara to enter as counsel and as immediate family, and forcing former President Duterte's lawyers to leave him. Violation of 1319, allowing himself to be induced or persuaded to perform an act in violation of laws, regulations, and rules in connection with his official duties. Fourthly, grave misconduct and conduct prejudicial to the best interest of public service. The fifth person who may be liable, and I recommend an investigation be undertaken for possible charges, is Ambassador Marcos Lacanilao. Number 1, usurpation of official functions under the Criminal Code, Article 177, false testimony and perjury in solemn affirmation under the Revised Penal Code, Article 183, and conduct prejudicial to the best interest of the service. I will provide this memo, which is the draft for the Tuesday further report, and I will also leave the timeline where it is very clear that political events seem to have initiated.
May timeline pala mga kabibig. So tama yung Oplan Horus mga kabibig. May timeline para sila kung hanggang saan na masusupil itong mga Duterte, matitigil itong mga Duterte. Wow, galing ato ni Senator Amy Marcos. Nakita niya lahat ng ito. Tanging si Senator Amy Marcos lang ang nagbigay ng detalyadong pangyayari, detalyadong plano ng mga against sa Duterte. Diba? Yan ba ang tinatawag nating double agent? Yan ba ang tinatawag nating mambubudol? Hindi naman risky itong ginawa ni Senator Amy Marcos. Either manalo or matalo siya. Kasi ang loyalista, galit na galit sa kanya. So there's a possibility na hindi makakuha talaga ni Senator Amy Marcos ng boto sa loyalista. Risky din ito kasi may mga ibang Duterte supporters na ayaw nang maniwala sa kanya. Pero anong ginawa ni Senator Amy Marcos? Ipinagpatuloy niya. Oo. Kahit anong mangyari, basta nagawa ko ang Senate hearing, may conclusion ako, at eto iyon. Bahala na ang taong bayan kung ano ang kailangang ihuhusga sa akin. Basta ginagawa ko lang ang trabaho ko. Kung masagasaan ko man, kung sino man, pati kapatid niya, wala na siyang pakialam.
The legal and other illegal actions that were undertaken. So I will leave this with you, and on Tuesday we'll give a more thorough explanation.
Wow! Round of applause for Senator Amy Marcos. Grabe. Believe na ako kay Senator Amy Marcos. Pasensya na yung iba dyan sabi, anak ko kabibig, hindi namin iboboto yan si Senator Amy Marcos. Sabi nga ni VP Sara, magkaiba ang magkapatid na ito. Si Senator Amy Marcos is walking the talk. Si Bongbong Marcos, budolin the talk. Di ba kabibig? Ito pa ha. Ito pala yung original video nila Senator Amy Marcos na grabe ay nawindang ang mga tao sa sinasabi ni Senator Amy Marcos. Oo. Ito pinapakasuhan. Ulit mo na kami bigyan. Pinapakasuhan ni Senator Amy Marcos sa ombudsman ang lahat ng sangkot sa pagpapadala kay PRRD sa ICC. Yan na. Sinasabi natin. The end is near na talaga, kabibig. The boat is sinking na. O, eto kabibig ha, panoorin natin ito kabibig. Believe na ako kasi Senator Amy Marcos, as in, talagang totoo ang kanyang mga sinasabi. Ito na.
As early as possible, criminal arrest of the former president on March 11 was part of a whole of government effort to bring down the Dutertes as early as possible before 2028.
Oh, planado na pala yun.
There are several findings that we have already established. And firstly, that the arrest and transport of former President Rodrigo Duterte to the ICC is apparently politically motivated. And I have here the timeline clarifying exactly the political events. Shortly after, for example, when the former president started criticizing the constitutional change or the People's Initiative, the government responded by saying that the Philippines was an open country and could only stop the ICC if it did something illegal. A clear pattern begins to arise where major political incidents precede significant statements and actions of the administration cooperating with the ICC. After the former president attended that platform hearing, the administration responded with a statement of the executive secretary saying that local authorities would consider cooperating with the Interpol. After that, when the pro-administration congressmen were told to tone down, to impeach, because of the massive peace rally of the Iglesia ni Cristo, the administration responded by concocting Oblan Tugis, or Operation Pursuit, followed by the statement of the Secretary of Justice that the Marcos administration is open to sitting down with the ICC to discuss areas of cooperation. So it's apparent that the final arrest of the former president on March 11 was part of a whole of government effort to bring down the Dutertes as early as possible before 2028. So maliwanag to, no? Sa umpisa, yung constitutional change for the People's Initiative. Thereafter, the Committee on Human Rights and the Quadcom. And thereafter, the ICC started arriving as of October. The foreign investigators, lawyers, etc., started to work on obtaining a warrant of arrest. And even since BP Sara continues to be a threat until 2028, even without former President Duterte, the House of Representatives conducted investigations on the president's, on the OVP's confidential funds, and eventually impeached her. So I have this Lakas Party agenda indicating in their action plan dated 22 April 2025, Oplan Chorus, indicating that they had 9 billion in funds and
9
that
billion.
the plan to attack included the PNP, the Congress cooperating with Senator Trillanes and the ICC to get a warrant of arrest, and the impeachment of the VP through the use of AIX, AKAP, and TUPAD.
Hala. So meaning ba, posible yung Quadcom, yung Tricom, ay part yan sa Oplan Horus? Pati yung pag-release ng app, ng AKAP, ng TUPAD, ng AIX. Naku po, grabe.
So I have a copy of this action plan. It's very clear. So firstly, there appears to be some political motive. Secondly, there's a cover-up, a coordinated cover-up of the details and motives behind the arrest. At the first hearing in the Senate, the Secretary of Department of Interior and Local Government invoked executive privilege when questioned about the group effort. Suddenly, General Anyo also said that he had no part in this group effort. So another potent weapon of the government was to invoke executive privilege as well as a sub-judice rule or the claim that these cases were already pending in court. When in fact, this was clearly misleading because already we know that there is no warrantless arrest involved and that there was no reglementary period requiring General Torre to rush the former president to the Hague. The other
Grabe si Senator Amy Marcos, no? Lantaran kung lantaran, sa kasaan ang kanyang kapatid, wala na siyang pakialam. Kasi ginagawa niya kayang trabaho, di ba mga bibig? Tanga naman kung nagsisenate hearing ka tapos wala kang action, wala kang konklusyon. Di ba? Very good, Senator Amy Marcos, bobotohan kita. Pasensya na kabibig. Yung mga hindi boboto kay Senator Amy Marcos, pasensya na, bobotohan ko talaga si Senator Amy Marcos. Opo mga kabibig. Kasi nakikita natin yung effort niya eh. Nakikita niya wala siyang pakialam kung sino sa sagasaan niya. Mga malalaking tao to ha. Sagasaan niya talaga niya.